So, welcome one and all to my second video. Yesterday when I did a bit of a tour of my base that I'm busy building here on the Isle of Siptah, I ran through the throne room and how I built that. So today I thought, you know what, let me take you guys through the tavern room, or the tavern, our workshop, and then just behind the workshop we've got the Thralls Quarters. So nothing's really changed here, nothing's been added or amended on this side here, and once again reiterate, everything is sandstone for now. Haven't really added anything else on in terms of doors, haven't done decorations in some locations, but I mean, and I may just also extend that roof up the top there eventually, but for now I've just got the bare bones at this moment. So let's start with the tavern. Now the tavern used to be a lot bigger, and the tavern used to actually come all the way out here, but when I started to do these ramparts I realized that I just did not have the space. The tavern was interfering with these little circular shapes over here, so I had to cut the size of the tavern down, but you'll see once you get inside that it should be more than adequate in terms of size. So let's pop through the door here, entrance through here, and you can see it's a small area, not massive, not big, not much in the way of decorations. Haven't put anything up on walls or anything like that, so that needs to be done. Need to add a few more tables over here, relocate those braziers to make them a bit more interesting and not slap bang in the middle of the path. So this is pretty much a tavern. High roof. I just tend to prefer high roofs because it just makes it look a lot more spacious and open, and it doesn't look too claustrophobic at the end of the day. So this is the inner area. This is, you know, for those that don't quite want to get their suntans on and be on the outside in the boiling hot sun or the rain. Through this door, this will be our kitchen eventually. I've got a fire pit going there at the moment, nothing else. I'll expand on this kitchen eventually. And then through this door, I just got a couple of dancers at the moment. I'm just keeping them there temporarily until I know exactly where to put them and where I'm going to put them. But for now, what I'll do is I'll probably knock down this wall and extend this and make this whole open area the kitchen, because you can see I've really got a wall in the corner there, which, you know, for cooking you pretty much need water for whatever purpose that might be. So got a couple of skins and furs on the floor. I don't want to put down proper carpets because I just thought, you know, this is so rough. This is a tavern. People are going to be throwing up everywhere, spilling their ale and beer and everything else all over the ground. Couple of people collapsing, you know, so I thought, who wants to put fancy carpets down here? So I just put a couple of furs down and skins because I thought, hey, that's pretty rustic as it is. Now when you go through this door, okay, we'll come out here and I'll pop up here just to get a bit more of a bird's eye view of this area over here. You can see in this corner over here we've got also an open area, but it's just under some shelter and it's under a roof there. Got a decent view of the sea from here. These aren't supposed to be here actually, but anyway, nice view of the sea, nice open area, nice table there for those that want to sit there. Another open area over here. This is for those that are more than happy to catch a tan. They'll sit out here, chill out, relax, enjoy the outside. That's obviously the rampart that I showed everybody yesterday, and this is the inside part here. And then over there, that's pretty much the entertainment, you know. Maybe one day the developers will give us thralls that can actually play instruments instead of just dancers. Maybe they'll even give us a couple of more instruments. But yeah, pretty much this is the entertainment area, the band, whatever you want to call them. They would be there. And then this area here, not very open. I don't know, a couple of people might want to get down, move around a bit, have a bit of a dance. So that's that corner over there. Now through this door, if I come up here, you can see that I've got these two circular structures. Those are considered to be the VIP areas at the end of the day. So how you get to them, through here, open this door and you can see right there, the VIP area, right? We've got three doors on either side, got a bit of a relaxing area here. Once again, you'll find that, you know, it's just the nature of the game where you've got things such as this clipping with the carpets and everything, you know, and the foundations are clipping through the carpets. It's unfortunate, but, you know, it's not the end of the world. You can't expect perfection, really. I mean, there's so much you can do with this game anyway. I can pretty easily forgive that type of issue. So here in the corner we have our fireplace, a couple of chairs there, you know, like the outside. This is one of the few areas I've actually decorated. and created some internal decoration. But I just wanted to get a feel for how big the area is, so that's why I just slapped down a fireplace and a couple of chairs. Over here we've just got a chair as well, somebody to sit down there. Now left and right, those are the two doors that lead up to those circular structures. I won't go up there just yet. Let me just go down this middle one first. As you can see, nothing too big. This is like a little conference room. Doesn't need to be anything fancy, anything big. You know, this is just if there needs to be very private meetings taking place, and they don't need all the other glitz and glamour that would come from the other VIP rooms. So come here, sit down, have a meeting, do what needs to be done, conduct your business. Right, we come through the door here. Okay. As the same story there. Got a fireplace, a couple of chairs. I tried to keep to a bit of a theme, so you can see here I used blue carpets at the end of the day. These were these large orange carpets and red carpets and yellow carpets. This was a reddish, these were the two red carpets. You know, I tried to get a bit of a theme going at the end of the day. And this too is a nice high ceiling. I just tend to like high ceilings. It's probably in the corner there, I'll stick a guard or something. Now, as you come up here, right, in these corners here, I must probably put two more guards. One guard there, another guard there. And when you come in here, this is a bigger dining area. We've got a dancer over there, male dancer. We've got some more instruments up here. And as you can see, I continued the blue theme with the carpets from the bottom. I pretty much continued up here. So, same story, high ceiling. And there's a blue door. I mean, sorry, I lie. Blue carpets, fireplace. And pretty much, that's a dining table. Then if you come out here, this is just a little balcony. This is an archery range. That's a barracks, which I'll show everybody in one of the other videos. But this is just the archery range where, you know, a couple of the archers can stand and train and make sure they've got pinpoint accuracy for those times of battle. You know, so this is pretty much the top. Now, what you can see up here is the tops here are very different. Truth be told, I didn't do this for any... The only reason why they all look different is because, as I mentioned before, sometimes building in this game can be really weird. You would expect something to work because it worked everywhere else, and there seems to be no difference inside in terms of support, but for some reason something doesn't want to work. So, you know, you have to jipper the situation a bit, and this is pretty much what I did here. I just jippered there, had to have those 4 ceiling tips, those 4 roof tips or caps as they're called. And then you can see here I only had 3 because obviously I could put a flat ceiling in all those other locations. And you'll see that pretty much with all my designs. I tend to put those fences around the edges because it just looks attractive instead of a plain boring bland edge and corner. So let's go back down here, back into the dining area. As I said, there's a dancer, a couple of instruments. Come up here, pop down here. Let's go through this door and let's go to the right VIP area. Much smaller than the other one, you know, but should suffice for people that come through. There's a spot there for people to just sit, relax, chill out. I might put a couple of windows in there, but the only problem being is that would look out into the ramparts, and there's not exactly much of a view. But I might just do it just to get a bit of light in here, because it does look a bit claustrophobic because it's a very small area. But anyway, up the stairs, very similar design to the other side, left and right. Must probably put some security guards. Come in here, similar story. Dining room table. I think this is a different dining table. No, it's not. I think it's the same one, but less chairs. Female dancer this time. And same thing with instruments. Also a bit of a high ceiling over there. And obviously the pillars to support everything. And then come out here. And pretty much this is the best view with the VIP rooms. You know, nice open area. They can look down here, see what the story is. You know, so these are pretty much the VIP areas at the end of the day. You know, I'll throw a couple of other little bits and pieces here and there and see how we can improve the appearance. And without a doubt, this whole place will start to look a lot more attractive once I change all the material from sandstone to something else eventually. You know, back out here, back out there. So that's pretty much the tavern. Nothing fancy, just a chill out spot, but one of the taverns. So let's come back out here. There's a throne room. Right, there's a tavern. Okay. Tavern is attached to the workshops. Let's pop into the workshops. This is a door that leads to the kitchen. that I showed you from the tavern side. We'll come through here. Come through here. Now this section here is actually where I started this whole build, and you can see I still got the torches table in the corner there, because this is where I had the Wheel of Pains when I started to build up my Thrall collection. But this is pretty much the open area. This is where it started pretty much, and then I just built up from there. So I've got these two individuals over here because I don't know, I might give them some special responsibilities. Right now she's my only unique Thrall that I've got. If I don't know if you'll see it, but let me just bring this up here. Let me see if I can. There we go. She's Frigga False Hope. So she's one of the special Thralls. She's the only unique Thrall I've got so far. They aren't exactly easy to come by. There are a couple of places as well. If I come back here, I know that you can see I've marked them already. You know, I've got a couple of Thralls over here that I'll fancy. You know, the Spitz has a couple of unique Thralls. Here's some unique Thralls, and you know, trying to see Taskmasters over there. Where else is there? Oh, it's Smuggler's Route. I'm trying to find where I've labeled a spot where I've got a couple of but I think it is here. I think here I've got a couple of unique Thralls that I can come and find and build up and encourage. Well, not encourage really, but just torture till they become my servants pretty much. So let's come back here. As I said, she's one of my unique Thralls, and you know, she's just one of the more attractive Thralls that I've managed to come across. So I don't know, I'll see what I can do with her at the end of the day, but she's actually a bearer. So, back in here, I haven't done anything with this room here. I did say I was going to make this a general barracks, but I changed my mind. Right now these are just a couple of containers with some liquor in, and these are just a couple of ingredients at the end of the day that I should just toss out. And you can see I've just got a couple of the wines and everything sitting in there. In here, as I've been going through and attacking, we're going to box some Thralls that I haven't dispatched yet. This is just all the bits and pieces I've built up as I've moved about, you know, taking over some of the camps and destroying some of the camps. Some of the Thralls had these bits and pieces, so instead of building these or making these, I just pick them straight off for the Thralls, stick them in here, and you know, I'll use those as decorations in all my rooms. And then this here is just a couple of weapons that I've come across at the end of the day. You know, nothing that's of any major importance, just saves me having to redo it at the end of the day. So come through the door here, come up here. Now this is the workshop area. This is the start of the workshop. I'll come in here and you can see. So over here we've got our two tanners. As you can see, I'm at the most advanced stage of the tanners at this moment in time. These are the two tanners that utilize less resources, and you get more end product at the end of the day. Over here I've got the spot, the alchemist bench, sitting over there where I do all my different potions. Just some more storage. This is the armorer's bench. This, at the end of the day, is our artisan bench. You know, that's pretty much where you do all your lights and all your furniture and all your bits and pieces and your curtains. And this is obviously the tinkerer's bench, which is obviously just here for all the reinforcements and balancing and fittings and all the weapon mods at the end of the day. So that's that area over there. We come up here. As you can see here as well, I've also got advanced carpentry. These you can see they're very different carpentries, or they designed differently, and that I can appreciate for this game, where you'll find that these tanners look the same because they are the same tanners. But if you actually go into the construction bench at the end of the day, you'll see, so I come here and I just put in your tanner, and you can actually see there is the precision tanner, which is pretty much what I've got now, and then you get the plant-based tannery. As you can see, precision tannery, the tannery process designed to lower the cost of tanned items, and plant-based tannery, a tannery for processing hides, resulting in greatly reduced fuel costs. As you can see, these are the advanced versions because it's like hardened brick, insulated wood, steel reinforcements, hardened leather. And I just appreciate the fact that they gave you two different trees to go down, you know, and that's just two different trees in terms of what the tanners do, and in terms of a lot of these benches. And I just appreciate that, you know. So as you can see here, two very different carpenters. This carpentry here is utilized for. Same story there. It just tends to use less fuel at the end of the day to get things done. And these pretty much you get more from less from these two carpenters over here. So you can see how they've got those planks standing up, stacked against the corner there. And these are just big, large, flat trees pretty much, you know. And then this is just pretty much the carpenter's bench as well for doing all your, sorry, I lied, not the carpenter's bench, this is the tanner's table, which is where you get all your hardened leather at the end of the day. This is the press over here. I only found out recently that this is where you get the oil. I thought you could only really make the wine and everything here, but nope, that's where you get the oil. And then obviously over here, I just got a couple of drying racks to create the dry wood at the end of the day. As you can see there, dry wood and resin. I've got a couple of logs busy drying away there. And that just leads out to the walkway over there. Going up here, these are the advanced furnaces. You know, those are the intermediate furnaces sitting over there. These are the advanced furnaces. I try to set them up in such a way where this is steel and this is hardened steel. You know, you'll find that you use more steel in this game than you use hardened steel, to be dead honest. So that's why I've got more hardened steel furnaces, sorry, more steel furnaces. And same story here, more product or more end product from less resources for those. And then this is obviously my casting table, which I haven't really used yet, to be dead honest. I haven't done any of this stuff yet. So, casting table, and this is pretty much brickwork. You know, I'm starting to build up my smelters. I'm trying to get a smelter in front of every furnace. It's quite a mission. They're not easy to come by during the starter areas, but I'll get there eventually. So down the left hand side here, I've got all my brick smelters. Down the right hand side here, these are all my hardened brick smelters. This container down here is just all my odds and ends, which don't really have a place anywhere else for now. And then obviously over here, this is all my gold and all my silver and everything. And obviously this here is just the furnace where I actually produce all the gold and silver from the ores. So we got brick, hardened brick, and we got the smelter. Now if I just pop out here and I come down here, because I didn't show you guys this area here. This area, if I just slip through here, you can see is where I came out of these workshops with the tanners. I come in here, 3 furnaces over here. This is steel. This is where all the steel is manufactured before it goes up to the top to become, sorry, this is where the iron is manufactured before it goes up to the top to become either steel and then eventually hardened steel. I've got my 2 blacksmiths at the end there. As you can see, most of these furnaces, well, this is level 2 thrall, but this is level 3 thrall, and a lot of these places I've got my thralls going. These at the end of the day are just my grinders. 2 grinders, and then here are all my cauldrons. These are not the advanced cauldrons, these are more the intermediate cauldrons. I still need to build the advanced cauldrons, so I need to go 1 up from there. There's another level up with the blacksmiths, but I haven't bothered to research it because there wasn't really a point, to be dead honest, that I could find to create the advanced blacksmith, but I could be wrong. And then this is just a couple of storage areas at the end of the day to put bits and pieces. Okay, so that then are my workshops. What I will most probably do, it's okay in terms of the size. I'm most probably going to look at maybe extending this roof, or what I could possibly do is I could create a whole separate area which is purely for manufacturing at the end of the day and for all my workshops, because as I said, this is where I started. This was my starters base. This is where it all started before I branched out into all of this at the end of the day. And you know, I started here, I continued here. I didn't feel like moving furnaces and going through the whole schlep of doing all that, so I just left it as it is. But you know, I just might take all of this and shift it somewhere else, maybe move it up there. There's some open areas up there. I don't think I'll go there because I've got some big plans for that, for those open areas there. But just behind the royal residences, there's a big open space over there. There's another open space over there. There's an open space over there I could also move them to possibly. So I've got that whole outer room over there where I could create larger workshops. But let's just pop down here now. And let me show you the Thralls Residences or the Thralls Quarters. So we'll start down the bottom. back down these stairs. Okay, come through here. This is the eating area for the thralls. This is pretty much where they'll all be. This is empty because I think, yeah, this pot is empty. I've got nothing in there. Actually, I just noticed that when you've got something in this pot, there's actually looks like there's food in it. Okay, I didn't actually realize that because I'm sure this had food in it when it actually had items. Anyway, this is a thralls area. This is actually the first floor of where the thralls stay. These are, obviously they didn't have locker rooms, if you know what I mean, during this time period. But these are just, you can say, social areas. The reason why I've got 3 open areas, this is obviously the eating areas. As you can see from the sound there, thrall dining areas. But what I wanted to do was I wanted to say, hey, this is the level 1 thralls, go there, level 2 thralls, and the level 3 thralls. And you can actually see, if I pop in here, I've pretty much broken my bonds with all my level 1 thralls because they're just not worth it. And you only get limited thralls without changing the admin panel. You can see here I've got a couple of level 2 thralls, nothing too major at the end of the day. I almost probably will break their bond as well eventually. She's all by herself there because she's actually the one that I use to do all my major mining, and when I go out and I get resources, and instead of becoming overweight, I take her with me. So I think she's like level 12 thrall now, because obviously when I'm out mining or cutting down trees or getting resources, we're being attacked. So your thralls level up as you fight and as you battle enemies. Your thralls level up even if they themselves didn't get involved in the battle, as long as they're following you. I just stuck these guys out here because, as you can see in here, I really have no room. I have no room to put them at the end of the day. And you can see majority of my thralls are level 3. So, makes sense. I'm a sucker for some order instead of chaos. These thralls in the corner here are my bearers, if I remember correctly. Yeah. Sorry, Allah. I'm looking at the wrong angle. They're my archers. These are my archers on this side here. Those guys there are my fighters in the top here. So all of these guys here are my fighters. And these are bearers at the end of the day. So those are my level 3 thralls. Okay, let's not get stuck amongst the throng of bodies. Pop through here. Come up here. Now, this is going to take nothing here, really. This is just going to be an open area. Put a couple of barrels, bits and pieces. Just, fill it up there. Come up the stairs here. Right, same story, nothing there. Now this is going to be the sleeping quarters themselves. I've done a bit of decoration in here already. This same story, level 1 thralls, level 2 thralls, level 3 thralls. When you come in here, you can see I've just got some folding beds, nothing too fancy. And I've got some skins on the floor, nothing too fancy as per usual. Level 2 thralls, slightly more comfortable beds. Red carpets, decent carpets. Floor's not 100% covered, but these are pretty much my level 2 thralls. And then when I pop into here, my level 3 thralls. Unfortunately, there was no space to stick double beds in here, or else I would have done that, because there isn't much more that I can put in here in terms of the beds. So, I would like to have had beds in here that were far more, how can I say, luxurious than those beds. Yes, there are a couple of more luxurious beds and better looking beds, but they're very large, and as you can see, I've got limited space. But once again, nothing stops me from eventually maybe building that out if need be, if I'm unhappy with it. This is just like a little quadrant or quad where people can hang out as well, chill out. I put a couple of benches and tables in here, most probably, see what else I can stick in there. This here, if I just pop up here, was where all my furnaces were, and this is just like a walkway. To be dead honest, this is almost like a prison, because you can't really get out. There's no exit points along the perimeter for the thralls apart from going through the main entrances over there. And then I've got these walkways up the top where I'm going to have guards, patrolling. So almost like, to stop a thrall uprising, I've got a couple of guards checking out the scene there. These are empty at the moment. I'm looking at maybe turning these into, I don't know, for lack of a better word, your lead thralls or your main thralls. Stick them in there. Put another one in here. Make these rooms very spacious, very luxurious, very comfortable, because these will most probably end up being my most senior thralls at the end of the day. And that pretty much is this section now. So, there's a tavern over there. There's the other part of the tavern. There's my VIP area over there. Okay. As I said, there's the open tavern. That's my workshops over there. And then obviously this is my Thralls Quarters in this spot over here. So pretty much that's this section of the base. That's probably the next video. I must probably look at going towards the chambers over there, and maybe I'll go up towards the royal quarters up there. You know, that's pretty much the most unique area, at least, is the royal quarters up there. Royal chamber is still pretty similar to the design I used in the throne room, but anyway, that's that area there. So as I said, I'm going to mend. It needs a bit more work, not quite done, but I have a very strong suspicion that I'm going to most probably pull all of this out, turn this into something. Maybe I'll turn it into some sort of hotel or guest area or something that's attached to the tavern, and at the end of the day I'll move these entire workshops into the back there. I think that's the only major alterations that I'll do. But anyway, thank you very much if you've sat through this video. I really do appreciate it. As per usual, I am very much open to suggestions, ideas. You know, best way to learn how to play a game, best way to learn all the tricks is to listen to what people have to say. I'm sure others have found fancy ways or smart ways of doing things. So please, by all means, if you feel the need to, drop a comment. Let me know what I can do, what I can change, give your opinion, and hopefully you enjoy that. Thank you very much. Have a good one. Cheers.